Hey all, welcome back to the channel for one of the oddest reviews that I think I've ever done, because it is the Arctic camo-like deco of the Generation Selects Megatron. And this is weird for a whole lot of reasons. Stick around, because he's going to be our focus this time around in the latest GotBot True review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, light 'em up, baby! And hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton and lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that is in the description down below. Also in the description down below, and if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course hit the join button right here on YouTube. Become a channel member. And this is such an oddity. This was given to me by our good buddy Ultra Megatronus, and I don't know what to even say about this. I don't know where this could possibly fit into my collection. I don't know what to do with this thing. It's so weird because it's based on something that was never actually produced, yet it uses a mold that's been used a bunch of times with a unique head. Where to begin with this? I don't know, but you know what? How about we head over to the table and find out. And so, in an unexpected turn of events, thanks to our buddy Ultra Megatronus, we're taking a look at the Transformers Generation Selects Combat Hero Megatron, but this is a weird deco of it. Now, before we look at him, we're going to very quickly look at the packaging first. And it's Generation Selects packaging. There's nothing special here. As I'm sure you probably already guessed, we have instructions. The interesting thing about these instructions is that if we close them, we can see that the original Siege Megatron's head is still on the picture here, and on the back we still have the various tech specs for his fusion cannon and his, what is it, HDR, whatever it is, laser, blah blah blah. It's sword. It's a sword. And so here we have this oddity. He rolls tremendously well, every bit as good as the Siege, if not better, and the Earthrise for that matter. It looks weird. There's a lot of green and white and kind of beigey, grayish color going on here. Apparently it's supposed to be an Arctic camo deco. It was done to the original G2 Combat Hero Megatron, and that one was kind of like, I think like blues and purples. And this was supposed to be a redeco that there were pictures of, I think a couple of samples of, but it never really came to be. So this is like a deco of an unreleased G2 version of Megatron. I mean, there were a lot of G2 Megatrons, and I think most of us know the like Megatron Attacks one, but for some reason Megatron got real weird in G2. I'm very quickly going to do the transformation just because I'm not sure if we've covered it here on the channel. We probably did, so I'm not going to belabor it. It's about a 9, like honestly, I think there's some really clever stuff here. 9 out of 10, it's a fun transformation. The transformation begins, and I'm not going to do the other scores, but the transformation kind of begins with, oh, by the way, not only does he roll, but like this moves all the way around, and I think it can angle down a bit. I don't think it angles up. I should be able to split this and take that all out of it, and that's what I'm going to do. We'll look at these accessories in just a little bit. And I'm probably not doing this in the right order, but I think we all know this transformation, so I'm doing it, as I said, relatively quickly. We open out this section and we extend the entire like upper body piece, basically. We can come down here and you can see where the head of this guy is. As for the legs, we come down and we really need to take it off of a couple little tabs here on the hips. There, I got that one off. And then we bring this down and we unfurl the leg in a very interesting way where we bring the knee out and then we straighten the leg out and then we bring it down, close this back in. And we turn it that way. And we do the same thing over here. This hip was a little messed up in the transformation actually. We make sure it's off of the tab over there. We bring it down. We again rotate the knee out and bring the thigh out and bring it down and close it up. We rotate at the waist. We bring up the foot and we bring out the heel and the heel. And that's the lower body really done. Then for the upper body here, we bring the arms around and they tab in on the side. We bring this down around the back while folding in. Oh, sorry, we also have to untab our treads here. And then the treads should be able to fold in. The treads on this copy of the mold are real tight. So we bring that around. I haven't done this one in a while now. We bring the head up. We bring that down around the back. We make sure the head is in there. We put these pieces back down behind the back of the shoulder, the little white pieces. If you hear something in the background, Starscream wife is putting something up and I think she's using a staple gun, so you may hear that in the background. Pay no mind to it. Fold out a hand. I think these hands are painted white, by the way. And really, in essence, here we have him in his robot mode. Like I said, not a hard transformation. I'm going to give it a 10 because I think it's pretty cool. There's the new head sculpt, white with like a black colored face. It is unique. It does definitely look like Megatron. It just doesn't quite look as Megatron-y to me as the actual Siege version. But, I mean, it's no mistaking it's Megatron. I mean, it says it right there on his chest. Here we have the famous fusion cannon. We've seen it before, but I do like the green fading on this. I think it's unique. I think it's different, but I think it works for this kind of outlandish deco. And we have another version of that weird kind of sword thing. It still has the tab down here, so it can still go on his back if you want, or you can put it in the end of the fusion cannon if you want, and it's supposed to give him like this like super mega cannon type of thing. I wouldn't, but I mean, you can if you want. With that back slung the way I like to have it, let's talk about some of the scores other than the transformation. I still think the transformation is kind of brilliant. I still think it's a 9 or a 10. I'm going to cut the difference and say a 9.5, but I think earlier I said 10. I don't know. Let's stick with a 10. Like, I think it's great. If you don't like it, then you don't like it, but it's nothing new here that we haven't already seen. I like it. I think it was very unique, very well done, and really minimal kibble even with the backpack. Then we can turn the guy around, and as far as the articulation on him goes, the head still goes left and right, and it can look up if we break the sculpt, and doesn't really look down. The arms, they can still go all the way around, up to the side. I guess we have a bicep. We have elbow to 90 degrees. Do we have a wrist? I don't think we have a wrist. No wrist. What else? Waist. We have a waist, which is nice. Kick all the way forward, which is nice. And it can go back. If we get the backpack out of the way, it can go all the way back. 90 degrees at the knee. Knee swivel. Forward and back a little bit at the foot. And we do have ankle that goes in. Nice little ankle rocker there. This version stands like a real absolute champion. Here he is next to what is arguably the best known G2 version of Megatron, the one with the purple and green deco. I use this as Megastorm. No, I haven't recolored the purple. I'm not that particular. I might one day, but I'm not worried about it right now. If you're wondering how I got the shoulder cannon up here, it is a 3D printed piece from our buddy Grimlock Gone, so you can kind of see it maybe there. I like it, I think it works, but it's definitely different from the G2 Combat Hero version. The Combat Hero version was part of like a little 4 set of 2 Autobots and 2 Decepticons, but like both Autobots looked like Optimus and Short Shot both looked like Optimus, with the only difference being that one said Optimus Prime on his chest and the other didn't. It was the same sort of thing here. I can't remember who it was Megatron and someone, they looked exactly the same. It was a mostly blue and like purple-y type of deco, and then this was supposed to be a redeco in Arctic camo. Yeah, all of it weird, none of it looks like the original Siege Megatron, which I think really embodies the G1 Megatron. Yes, I do have a little thing back here. It's the little blaster piece that came with Soundwave. It gives him, you know, that little section that comes up that's supposed to be the barrel of his pistol mode. So this is very G1 to me. I'm not sure what to really say about the Combat Hero 1 in terms of looks. It's a strange look, but if you have seen that Arctic camo deco, this is pretty true to it. I'm going to give it a solid 9.5 at least for that. The only reason I'm not giving it higher is because I believe the fusion cannon is, again, supposed to be on the shoulder rather than the arm, and this one is on the arm. So I can't give it quite perfect, but I'm going to say it's a solid 9.5. So far, a 10 for transformation and a 9.5 for the look. With a 9.75, the articulation isn't perfect, but it's quite strong. You can see that the dude can score some dynamic poses. Absolutely. I'm going to say that that's a solid, I mean, he could use wrist, but I'm going to say it's a solid 9. I mean, a wrist would be nice. Outside of that, I think he has pretty much everything else, maybe slightly more movement at the head, arguably. With a 9.75 and a 9, I mean, the Combat Hero Megatron, as a transformer, as an homage to that specific Megatron, it's really successful. Overall, it's a 9.25. In terms of just being a Megatron, and you know, that looks like something we all know and love and can relate to, it's not that. Success as a Combat Hero Megatron, but it is going to be for a very specific niche Transformers collector. It will not be for the masses. And here we are once again, and here Megatron is once again. Now, things here that I like. I do dig the new head. I mean, it's not quite as Megatron-esque as the kind of original Siege head was. Not to me, anyway. I love the cannon. I really dig the green on it. I mean, I don't know why I dig the green on it, but the fading in and out kind of speaks to me. The sword looks cool. The deco is weird because we have this, you know, it's based on the it's called Combat Hero Megatron, right? But it's not the usual Combat Hero color scheme with the blue and the purple. And his cannon can't really go up on his shoulder unless you have an adapter. It's based on the redeco that was supposed to be more like a desert or an Arctic camo type of thing that was never produced, even though there were a few samples of it and whatnot. It is the weirdest homage. I don't know what made somebody say, hey, let's do a Combat Hero Megatron. And then somebody else at the board table said, why don't we give it that unreleased, unproduced deco? It's the strangest thing. It's no mistaking it's Megatron. The guy got it right there on his chest, right? But it's definitely not for everyone. Is it for you? That's up to you to decide. Function-wise, it transforms just fine. It has articulation just like the original, just fine. It really depends on, do you like the deco or not? That's really what it boils down to. If you like the Siege Megatron and arguably the Earthrise, then you're probably going to like this. If you didn't like those, then you're probably not going to like this. What do you think of his camo look? I don't know. It's up to you. All that being said, he's a decent Megatron for what he is. Yeah, he looks like what he is meant to homage, and he functions just fine. Let me know what you think about Combat Hero Megatron. Does he have a place in your collection? I appreciate you coming by and giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course, you can hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel. Don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single day, you do make a difference, and I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres or the old-fashioned way right here inside the videos.